I know that I'll never get fat again because it's my safety blanket. You don't understand about the food noise until you experience it, and then you realise how bad it actually is. I remember the first week I lost, I think it was 12 pounds.
Hi, my name's Hunter. I'm the host of the Another Angle podcast. We're here in our Hammersmith offices today in the Rightangled podcast studio. I'm here with Sophia, one of our lovely right angle influencers and weight loss patients. We're going to be chatting all things weight loss and where she's at today and her journey along the way. Well, thank you very much for travelling in from Peterborough today. I know that was, it's great to have you on and actually see you in the flesh, right? We obviously see you online a fair amount. Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, just for a bit of context, obviously, so if you can just give us a bit of a breakdown on how long you've been on the medication for, and, how long you've been affiliated with Rightangled as well.
So when I was younger, I always fluctuated in my weight. So I would even at the age, I think it was 11, I remember getting on the scales, I was like, oh, I'm overweight. And then what I would do is I would lose weight and then something would happen in my life and then I'd put it back on again. Or I had my little girl and then I could never actually stay down to a weight or get below a certain weight.
So just always yo-yoing?
I was just constantly yo-yoing. So you get fat Sophia, then you get skinny Sophia 1 year. I go what kind of year it is. If I'm having a good year, it's skinny Sophia. If I'm having a bad year, it's fat Sophia.
Okay.
So I would always fluctuate. And then I come out of a really bad relationship it was June last year. And just before it ended, I could feel myself. I was losing weight because I put on 4 stone during the relationship. I was horrendous because it's just constantly eating, drinking. When you're happy, you're just constantly doing stuff like that. So then I put on, I think I got up to 15 stone and I started losing weight. And then I had a toe injury. Yeah.
Okay.
So my daughter was on a scooter. She stopped and I had flip-flops on and my toe went straight and my toenail just went straight up.
Okay.
And I was practicing, I was doing running at the time. I was doing couch to 5K. I was losing weight and I was for 2 weeks, I was oh, it's okay. I'll be back to normal soon. I was I'm not going back to normal anytime soon. And I could see the weight piling back on again.
So that just kind of derails.
Yeah. So I just kind of derailed again. So I was what can I do whilst I am not really moving very much to help me from stop eating? Because I was bored, so I'd sit and I'd have a bowl of popcorn or do this and do that.
As everyone does, to be fair.
And you hear about Ozempic and you're don't go on Ozempic,
Yeah.
So I came across Mounjaro. I think it was just as it started to get, to be fair, no one really knew about it. And I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to try it. So I ordered it and the rest is history. Yeah.
Fair.
I remember the first week I lost, I think it was 12 pounds. Yeah.
12 pounds in a week?
I was inject me quick. I lost 12 pounds in the first week.
God, so what?
But don't forget, it's water weight.
For sure, but I know, obviously having dealt with a lot of the influencers and just seeing people kind of come in and out with the medications, they talk about fast responders, so you'd say that you were definitely
100%. I lost most of my weight on the 2.5 and the 5.
So the lower dosages.
Really and then my body kind of got used to the medication.
Yeah.
And then the medication now is kind of a balancing act for me.
Okay. So
before I was forcing myself to eat a little bit, I was literally you need to eat. Now I'm oh, I can take it or leave it. So I literally it's fine. Okay.
So do you find that, because obviously you talk about yo-yoing up and down and, having those years where you had fat Sophia or skinny Sophia.
Surprise!
So do you think that the medication itself became that kind of crutch with that, something that you can lean on?
It's my safety blanket.
100%.
It's I know that I'll never get fat again because if I get fat, I know I've got something, it's like an aid, it's like an armband, isn't it? If I'm drowning, I'll just put them back on again.
Interesting. So have you hopped off it?
I hopped off, so I had surgery in January.
Okay.
And I hopped off it for, I want to say 8 weeks.
Okay.
And I ended up having 6 meals a day. But I didn't put any weight on. really weirdly didn't put any weight on.
Okay.
So I had a whole pint of grapes one day. Like I remember sitting there thinking, I need to inject myself right now because this is getting extreme.
Right.
So when I got girls coming to me going, oh, I have to come off it for like 2 weeks and I'm already hungry and I need to do this. And I'm like, babe, 2 weeks is fine. Just wait till you get to the 6 to the 8 mark. Like you'll be fine for a couple of weeks to come off it. So yeah, I was literally waking up, I'm thinking, what can I eat?
Right.
Yeah. So, but then I think that's because I had surgery, so I was in bed.
Yeah.
So I was in bed. I didn't go to the gym. I couldn't go to the gym. I couldn't go out. I was on the sofa. So the only thing I could think about was eating.
Well, it becomes the only thing that you really can
do.
do, right?
So yeah. But I remember the first time I injected, I thought I was going to die because no one was really doing it. Yeah. And I've got the video and I'm like literally like shaking.
Before you.
Now I'm just like straight in.
Fair enough. I mean, it's funny you kind of mention that because obviously you've come in at a time where it probably was a bit more taboo. You know, people wouldn't really talk about it too much. You know, I remember growing up and seeing that, like over in the States, obviously there's all of these people that are, you know, overweight, obese, taking Ozempic, but then also obviously the smaller demographic or the celebrities and all that kind of stuff, obviously.
Yeah, I did debate Ozempic like 2 years ago, but my partner at the time was like, why do you need to do that? You just need to go to the gym and like stop eating. So like I went to order it and I think I actually emailed them to cancel it, but I think I was just so stupid. I wish I did it back all them years. I do wish I did it.
Interesting, yeah. Well, because obviously like my interpretation of like weight loss before I kind of came here, because I wasn't really as aware of these medications, was that it was a similar thing where it's like I've done the weight loss before personally. Like I had a similar thing where I'd kind of yo-yo with my weight, and then I had been gymming for years, hadn't really seen any changes, and then I think it was like 2023, I just literally started like counting my calories and then it just all kind of flushed away. But I'm also of that understanding now that that's not actually that simple for everyone.
It's not easy. So I joined a fitness girl, I think it was last year. I paid like £200 a month. I actually put on weight rather than lost weight.
Right.
Because they want you to go to the gym 5 times a week. They want you to count your calories. And I couldn't sustain it because I had a 4-year-old at the time. I had a full-time job. I was a single parent. There's no way you can sustain counting your calories and going to the gym 5 times a week while doing everything else. It's just not possible.
Well, it's a lot. It's overwhelming at that point, right?
Yeah, and you'd have your down days where you just like took into a bottle of wine.
Exactly.
But like now my bottle of wine is like a glass of wine. Some days. I mean, I still drink.
Fair. Yeah, as you should.
But it's like more managed. Like much more managed.
Interesting. So do you think, like, as you've been with the medication, obviously those lifestyle changes that have come with it?
Yeah, but I think it's like the medication. It stops you from. Like before, I would sit at home and have so many bottles of wine. I have that. The first 2 glasses are like lovely, and then after that, I'm not really bothered about it anymore. So I just stop.
Interesting, because to be fair, I've heard of that before. Like, there's that decreased craving for alcohol, right? Like, because we've had a few other chats with like other weight loss patients as well, and like they just don't even feel the drive at all to drink, let alone just having like 1 or 2.
It stopped me from smoking as well. So like for my surgery, I had to not smoke, and I literally smoked all the time. So now I vape and have the occasional when I like have a drink, but I don't have that taste when I'm not drinking. That I want a cigarette. Like it's just completely gone. I don't crave anything.
So is that like obviously when people come to you, obviously as a voice in the space, like is that kind of the angle that you lean into? Like obviously you've had all of these like lifestyle improvements. Not necessarily that they're gone. Like you shouldn't. I don't think going cold turkey rarely benefits someone from just going. You know, eating heavily, drinking heavily, to stopping everything. You know, you might see a worse fallout from that.
I think what happens is you start to see. What I've noticed is your body gets smaller. So when I was really big, I thought eating an avocado isn't really going to do much for me when I'm this big.
Right.
As you start to get smaller, everything comes into your head like, because I think your body, it's a really weird feeling, but your body feels a lot closer because there's less fat on
I
you.
know exactly what you mean. That's really
Because
funny.
so now I'm like, everything I put into my body, I'm
Yeah.
feeling it straight away because it doesn't have to go through so much fat.
Right.
I don't know. It's such a weird way of explaining it. So if I have a salad, I know that's going to be beneficial for me.
Yeah.
But when I was 15 stone and I had a salad, I just thought the fat's just going to soak it up.
Because it felt further away.
Yeah, it felt further away. It's probably a really weird thing to say, but like now.
But that actually makes a lot of sense. Like I know that sounds insane, but like I actually completely understand what you mean. Like you don't really think of it as having that benefit. Like if you are having a salad when you are heavier, you think, well, what's this going to do?
What is he going to do?
Exactly.
Like you think, oh, I'm not going to lose 4 stone in a day, am I? What am I actually going to do?
Yeah, I think obviously the point is that if you continue to do it, right, then you end up seeing the changes. And I think that kind of comes into my next point. It's like obviously having lost such a significant amount of weight initially, did that really motivate you to change your lifestyle quite quickly?
100%.
Because you saw the benefits straight away?
I remember, like, even just the first day I injected, I remember waking up and I thought, oh, I'm still alive, so I've lived another day.
Yeah.
And I remember I went downstairs and I made an omelette. And I would never make an omelette, but I was just like, what I'm putting into my body now is going to be the nutrients that I need to lose the weight that I want to lose. But it just feels, I don't know, it's like a helping hand. It's like an invisible hand where, like, I'm going to help you lose the fat. I just need you to do what you're supposed to do and eat what you're supposed to do. But I think because you're like, when you just diet calorie deficit, you're like, oh my God, you're constantly hungry. So you're thinking, oh, well, I'll have this, I'll have that, I'll have this, I'll have that. But because, like, your suppression is so much, you're like, whatever I'm putting into my body has to be healthy because it has to make the most of what I'm actually eating.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
I definitely get what you mean. And I think from what I'm hearing and obviously from what we've seen as well, so obviously the medications, like you talk about being on a calorie deficit and just feeling hungry all the time, right? Because obviously your body's used to being at this certain level, now it's here. If you're on the medication, obviously, if it's suppressed your appetite down to here, you just feel full from the amount that's obviously going to help reduce your weight. So I think that seems like where that line's kind of drawn, where people do see the most benefit and they don't feel like they're constantly in that battle of just not trying to eat more.
I remember when I did the deficit and I was literally sat there and I was thinking, oh, I've got no calories left, but the 90 calories won't matter because it's only 90 calories. But the 90 calories add up to 500 calories a week. And it was just a constant battle because I was sat there and I was hungry. No matter what anyone says is when you're in a calorie deficit, it's very hard to actually stick to it because if you're sat there and you're hungry, you're going to eat. 100%. And you think that little skinny whip bar or whatever that it is not going to be anything. But if you have an extra one of them a night, it all adds up.
I completely agree as well. Like you become hyper aware of what you're putting into your body over a week. And like, let's say you are eating a like 300 deficit throughout the entire week, but then you have a blowout, you go on the boozer on the weekend, you have a McDonald's kind of thing.
Yeah,
and
you put it straight back on again. That was what was going on. I was losing £2 before the weekend. Then I'd literally spend the weekend going for dog walks thinking I was healthy still, but then I'd end up in a pub afterwards, have a roast dinner and have a bottle of wine. But it's okay because I lost £2 in the week. And then I went for a walk. But then when I got back on the scales on the Monday, I'd put it back on again, +1. So it was just constantly back and forth.
So realistically, the medication's obviously just helping kind of constrain all of that, right? Like you don't feel that.
It's changed my life because I don't sit there. I used to sit there and panic. Like summer coming up, I'd be like, oh my God, I need to like sort my summer body out. Ready for the summer. And I'm literally like, I've just hired a PT and he's trying to get me a 6-pack and a bum before the summer. Like, what kind of difference? And last year I was fighting to even get in a size 12 or 14. And this year I'm like, oh, I just want some abs. So it's just like changing because I've got all these events coming up. And before I'd be like, right, I need to eat good before these because I've got these blowouts. But because I'm just constant, steady pace, there's no up and down. There's just constant.
Just kind of having that road to improvement.
Yeah, people can eat chips in front of me. I don't want them.
That's great though. You must feel like some sort of satisfaction in knowing that.
It's good, yeah. It's just, you just don't fancy them.
Yeah.
I'd much rather, I mean, people take the mix. I always go get a double cheeseburger from McDonald's. It's my little sneaky thing. But before that was a Big Mac. Do you know what I mean? So like now I go and I get like a bottle of water because I'm healthy and I'll get a double cheeseburger. And then, but before I was probably having that with the cheese sticks and a Big Mac and everything else.
I'll be completely transparent. I'm horrific when it comes to any of those takeaways. Like if I'm doing it, I'll just
proper go in there for
100%.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll order, like sometimes when I feel like that, I'll order stuff. I never eat it.
Yeah,
like yesterday I had, so simple, literally just a Tesco's chicken tikka masala ready meal.
Right.
And before I would drown that with a whole packet of poppadoms and a naan bread.
Yeah.
I couldn't even finish it, just the rice and the chicken.
Well, see, that's the difference, right? And obviously, I think that's having a different relationship with food as well, where you don't feel the need to like shovel everything back.
Yeah.
Like I completely understand that. Interesting. Okay, so I think we've obviously touched on the food relationship side of things, and obviously your like exercise regimes that's obviously come into play now. I think with your time on the medication, did you see any real significant like side effects or like potentially any negative ends to your time?
What I've learned on the medication is I actually learned about my body is the boundaries. So when I moved up from the 2.5 to the 5, God, I thought I was going to die. Like literally, it was horrendous. The first week was horrendous. And then you kind of learn, if I don't eat that, I'm going to be okay. If I don't eat this, I'm going to be okay.
So it just reacts differently.
So spicy food. I remember going out with my friends once. We went out in Stamford and I had a steak and literally started the whole time as we were out. So now when I go out, I won't order a steak because I don't know. I went to the other days, so obviously now I'm trying to be on like a maintenance days. So like the other day I went to my friend's house and we had a glass of rosé, but it gave me a bad belly. So I was like, right, maybe I need to step down a little bit now because you just learn, it's really weird, like you just learn your body naturally and what it can take and what it can't take. So like the side effects is like, so someone would say to me, like my friend's on it, and she said to me, oh, I've got a really bad belly today, like the pains are awful. And I'm like, so what did you eat last night? She goes, I went for a curry. I was like, well, I did tell you it's greasy food and it's spicy. You just need to tone it down a little bit. So
interesting. Well, to be fair, I mean, that's probably a great thing to like not be able to eat while you're on the medication, right? I understand it's a very big part of the English culture as well.
Yeah.
You know,
you've got to stick to like the fresh kind of light stuff.
Interesting.
But there was days where I literally couldn't even get out of bed. You could have blew me over because I was so tired. But then if you put in the nutrients in your body, then you'll be fine.
I mean, yeah, I think it sounds like it's one of those massive benefits when it does come to coming onto this medication, because you do become hyper aware of all of those macro and micronutrients that you do need. And then naturally, probably a couple months in, you'll start feeling a lot better. You know, you're a lot more mobile. You're slowly losing the weight. So in turn, you feel like you want to be doing more. So it's all that really holistic change.
Everyone gets really worried about the side effects. And from being on it for nearly a year now, I've been on it. The side effects, I would have them 2 times over for the weight that I've lost. They're nothing. They're a walk in the park. Like you learn to manage them, like plenty of water, light food, lettuce, tomatoes, stuff like that. You get how to manage them, and you just learn about your body on the medication, because you learn about what it needs and what it doesn't need. So that is definitely one thing I've taken away from it.
Absolutely. I mean, it sounds like you've benefited from it massively as well. So how much have you lost in total?
So I started and I was 15 stone and I'm now 9-12. Yeah.
Far out. So a third.
Yeah, a third.
Of you was gone.
The photos are incredible. Because I was always, as I said, I was always battling. So I did like this fitness program. So with her, I had to take weekly photos. So I had all of my fat photos. So I've got so many to go from, because I constantly would weigh myself. So that was the thing I used to do all the time, is I would get on the scales every single morning, like, oh, I've dropped a pound, dropped half a pound, da 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 da. Now I'd go week to week really without even, my way of measuring if I'm eating too much at the moment is if I get on the scales and I've put on a little bit, I'm like, oh, I just need to tone down what I'm eating. I don't kick myself anymore. I'm just like, I just need to tone it down a little bit.
Tweaks rather than actually, making yourself feel bad about
100%.
half a pound. Which it's water weight at
it's
the end
nothing,
of the day. It can be 3 pounds of water weight.
But I think when you're so small now, everything just feels better. So I actually thought to myself, such a weird and off topic, but my parcel man used to say to me all the time, "Oh, are you ordering loads at the moment?" Because when I was overweight, I would have to order 400, 500 pounds worth of clothes to find one thing that I think would look good.
Oh, so you'll buy more and more just to make sure.
To make sure that I had something.
Okay.
At the moment, I don't think I've been to the partial shop for 3 to 4 weeks. Well, even after my surgery, I've not really been, because everything I buy fits me. I'm like, oh, that's nice, I'll keep that.
That's great,
Everything
though.
fits me now. So I'm like, oh, I'll take that, I'll have that. But it's become like an addiction with clothes, because I would always cover myself up. And now I'm like, oh, I can literally wear anything I want.
But that must be so gratifying knowing that you can just buy these clothes and just know that you're going to feel confident in yourself, right?
It is so nice. It is really, really nice.
So do you think that's the main thing that's kind of come from it, like just that new elevated sense of confidence?
I think, yeah, so this time last year I was in such a dark place. I was going through a relationship that was breaking down. I was chubby, had my toe, like I was so overweight, and I like kind of just did that last chance saloon after all the fad diets. And then like the weight started coming off, my confidence started to grow back, and now I'm probably the most confident person ever, and I will always push that on women too. Definitely. Like people come to me and like, oh, what do you think about Mounjaro? Should I do it? And I'm like, 100%, because you would regret, the people who wait to do it and then finally go on it regret not doing it sooner.
Definitely. I mean, it sounds like obviously you've got the physical factor, but it sounds like a lot of people obviously get that mental health improvement and that kind of mental clarity as well. Like it obviously sounds like you've had that as well, especially over those initial first few months, and then you've only just gone from strength to strength, right?
Yeah, it's even like just going on holiday. Like I used to worry like, oh my God, I'm gonna put on a stone on holiday.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just drop down a little bit of what I'm dosing on me, and then I can still enjoy myself, but I know that I'm just okay. I'm not gonna beat myself up if I put on a few pounds. I'm not gonna do all of this. And then you feel good in a bikini as well.
Well, that's all you want, right?
Yeah.
Like you want to be able to just express yourself while you're on holiday, or just wherever, to be fair. Like going out, just going to get groceries, you know. You don't wanna...
Yeah, before I used to look like a sack of shells. And then now I'm like, oh, I'm going to do my hair, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Like I look so, like looking back at last year, I look like a completely different person. Like, but that is all because of Mounjaro. It's nothing that, anything else. It is literally because one thing came good in my life, then it started doing like a knock-on effect of everything else. Yeah. And then now, look at
it's that catalyst, right? Like it set everything off.
Yeah.
In its path. But I mean, you've still got to give yourself credit as well. You know, it's still you putting in the work. Like I know it's such a common conversation through that community, but obviously there's that assumption that a lot of the people think that it is just taking the medication and then just waiting for something magic to happen, and they're still force feeding themselves and not moving their body. So.
Yeah. It's like someone that I know was on it, and he was like, oh, I'm not losing much weight. And I was like, so what are you eating day to day? He's like, oh, I had a pizza at the pub, I had 3 pints, And I was like, well, there's your answer, because you're not actually, like, if you're having that, it's counteracting the medication. Like, so you need to actually have a look at what you're doing. Like, are you going to the gym? Are you even doing any steps? Because even though the medication's there to help you, it's not a magic injection where all of a sudden it's just going to make you, I mean, a lot of people think it does, but the body is what goes in has to go out. Well, is that the right way? No, that's...
energy,
no, that is
out.
right, yeah. So if you are eating loads and not diet and not exercising and just injecting, it's not really going to do much for you. But if you are eating less, like you should be, and eating healthily, and then still doing the same exercise, it balances it out. The food noise is gone. The suppression is there. It just works.
Did you find much negative impact from kind of that food noise side of things when you, like, before you started the medication?
It was amazing. When you first start it, you do all your research and you think, what the hell's everyone about food noise? Like, what is food noise? And you don't know what it is. It's like there's a constant buzz in your head that is, what am I going to have for dinner tonight? What am I going to have tomorrow? What am I going to have now? It's silence. It's literally, I couldn't tell you what I'm having for dinner for lunch today. I've not even thought about food today. I've not thought about it.
Fair.
I'll have food because I have to have food, but I don't know what it'll be.
You're not like lining it.
Yeah, before I'd be like, oh, right,
yeah,
where's the nearest KFC, where McDonald's? Like, off I go, Five Guys is there.
Fair.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
like, you know what, you don't understand what everyone says about the food noise until you experience it. And then you realise how bad it actually is.
Interesting.
You're just constantly looking for your next meal. It's like, I sound like David Attenborough.
Hunting down prey. Fair. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Until you actually do it, like experience it, you wouldn't know.
So what does, I guess, the future look like, obviously with the medication, but also, I guess, just understanding like your lifestyle changes.
What I'm going to be doing.
Yeah, I know you touched on being jacked for summer, but
yeah,
you know, how does that
my
look?
next plans, so I had surgery in January.
Yeah.
So I had to, because of the weight loss, which I've never thought, I never really understood skin because I yo-yoed so much.
Yeah.
I never actually got down to a certain weight and thought, oh my God, I've got loads of skin.
Yeah.
And I remember going into my doctor's office because my boobs have always a problem since I was younger, up and down, so they just went down. So I went to see him and I said to him when I was in there, this roll on my stomach, when will that go? Because everyone's telling me I look too skinny, but I've still got this roll to lose. And he was like, that's not fat, it's skin. So I was like, oh, okay. He was like, you need a tummy tuck. And I was like, oh. So I literally went to Turkey, best thing I ever did. Like, the care there from the UK is incredible. Like, I wouldn't recommend it more. So I went over there on 2nd of Jan. I was like, new year, new body.
Okay.
And then I had a tummy tuck and then my boobs done, which I never thought in my life I would ever be able to get done.
Right.
Because I remember going to a place when I was like 20. I've been struggling for ages and I never be able to get down to that weight where I was happy, where I could be like, right, I can get this done.
Okay. Impressive.
And then I was finally at that weight and then I got it done in January. So I've just started to like fully recover now.
Okay.
So now I'm like, what else can I have done?
Taking off the list.
So I have hired, I actually start today. I've got a PT now, an online coach.
Nice.
He is getting me abs.
Okay.
And a bum. So
Fair.
I mean, yeah, so he's going to teach me. So this is with Monjaro now. So he knows I'm on Monjaro. He would never be able to take that away from me. I literally said to him at the start, you're not taking Monjaro away from me. You have to deal with it. Because I still have my 3 meals a day. I'm still healthy. It just stops me from overeating.
Yeah.
So he's then going to teach me about healthy habits, like healthier habits, to be able, like the protein, how much I need to be having and like rest and everything. And I'm going to try and gradually ease myself off Monjaro.
Okay.
But I don't, when I look into the future, I see that I'm on it. I don't want to come off it. It's like my little best mate.
It's really funny. I mean, yeah, obviously I think there's got to be a time eventually where
I've got to come off.
Yeah.
But like negatively, I never like really lost any hair or anything. So like you wouldn't really know I'm on it.
Right.
So like for me, it just balances me.
Just doesn't
It's
feel
like
like
a little happy thing for me. Like it just balances me out.
Fair.
It just stops me from being ravenous all the time.
Being ravenous.
So, but yeah, so I'm gonna try. So he's gonna teach me healthy habits.
Yeah.
We're gonna build me a bum and hopefully some abs, and then we're going to try and ease me off of it because it's been a year. Yeah, a year. 31st of May, I remember it very well. It arrived, and I ordered a massive McDonald's.
Yeah.
And I sat there and ate the McDonald's.
Like burger.
Oh, burger, chicken nuggets, share box, milkshake, the lot. And I had that, and then I did the injection.
Just had your last supper.
Yeah, rest was history.
Fair.
Yeah, best thing I did.
And now you're here, which is great.
I know, crazy.
Obviously. No, it's really, I mean, it's miraculous, right? Like losing a third of your body weight is nuts. And obviously being where you are now compared to where you were previously last year, like, you must be super proud though.
Yeah, people like, I see people that I used to see, like, because I work in construction, so when I was younger, I worked on site quite a lot, and I saw someone the other week, like last week, and I hadn't seen them for 5 years, I think it was. And 5 years ago, I was skinny, Sophia, so I was still 10 and a half, 11 stone, and he literally told me, he's like, wow, you have lost so much weight, I love it. I'm like, oh, tell me it again. Say it louder.
Yeah. Let the
So I
people
love it.
know.
I literally, everyone's like, oh my God, have you seen Sophia? And I love that.
But
I
that's
think from
great,
being in
though.
such a, I think last year I was like, have you seen Sophia? Have you seen the weight she's put on? Like how
It's like
happy she is. And then now I was like, oh my God, have you seen her? I'm like, yeah, that's me. So I'm just like, yeah, it is a nice feeling.
Yeah.
Because you can literally just go out in a bin bag and still look
Still
good.
be fine.
Because, yeah.
I mean, that's where everyone wants to be, right? And it's obvious that your confidence is soaring from it as well.
Yeah,
so
it's nice.
No, it's really great to see. I mean, obviously you've been with Rightangled during this entire journey. So
Yeah, the whole time.
how have you found us as a company?
So easy. I've never had any problems at all. So I would literally order my medication next day, it would arrive.
I mean, that's what we'd like to hear.
Yeah,
right?
I've had no problems with it. No, I've never had any problems. Nothing. I think there was one time where I ordered wrong and then I was panicking because I was like, oh my God, I've ordered wrong. And you changed it. And then the right stuff came.
Well, there you go.
So I've had no problems. So it's been brilliant.
That's amazing.
So it's nice to obviously recommend like people to you guys because some people like go with different people and you see a lot on TikTok about all this like how people are going with these clinics and loads of people are going there and it's really bad service. But I've generally have had an amazing service and everyone that comes to you guys has as well. And actually be able to trust in the fact that it's a good company.
Yeah, well, that's what we're trying to bring forward, right? Like, obviously, if you're promoting us, you need to know that it's a decent service.
Yeah, but you see a lot of people now that are just promoting it for the sake of it. And so many people are buying the backstreet stuff. And I've actually seen it on a girl, she must be friends with me on Facebook or something. She's put a photo of a bag and it's got the pre-filled needle. So like, I think she must have filled it herself and then put the 4 doses in the bag and put £100 collection now. Mental, like crazy.
So people are just doing home jobs.
They're literally just doing home. It's always the beauty people in the industry. They jump on the bandwagon and they do all the backstreet stuff. And then when I promote you guys, and I always say to people, go with a registered pharmacy. Because I remember when I first wanted to go on Manjaro, I didn't know where to go. So I was looking at you guys on Google Maps. I was like, is it definitely a pharmacy? So it was so nice to be here today and actually see it from the Google Maps. But yeah, I had to make sure I was reading the reviews online because at the end of the day, like they say, your body is a temple. So you shouldn't just put stuff from the back street that's been filled pre-penned.
Somebody you've met in an alleyway.
It's horrendous out there, like horrendous.
That's absolutely insane. I didn't know it was that bad though.
And what I hate is obviously you see on the news, you know, people, there's deaths and certain things like even with surgery abroad, but it's people who don't do their research and they don't look at reviews and everything like that. That's when you get problems. As long as you're doing your research for yourself. And I wouldn't trust other people sometimes because they just say, I don't know what it is. Like I've seen other people and then they've had such a bad experience. Like do your own research because if something happens and you know that you've had a bad experience, you did that research, it only falls back on yourself.
Yeah, well, it's your own health at the end of the day. Like obviously we can do as much as possible to help people along the line, but I think understanding the risks that come with these medications is that, like, especially when you are purchasing from these, you know, back alleyway individuals, like you know, you're not helping yourself.
They just want it. They just want Manjaro.
Well, exactly.
Especially now, obviously everything's getting tightened up on it. Like everyone that I speak to now is literally, oh my God, I'm on Manjaro. I'm like, oh, I bet you wished it. I bet you wished, because everyone used to say to me, you're gonna die. You're gonna be awful. Da 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 da. And the people who used to give me grief are now on it. But if they just actually did it when I was on it, they'd be skinny by now.
They look like you. That's really funny.
So it's like, oh my God, I'm on Manjaro. I'm like, oh, really? So yeah, but it's incredible because like I know people have got really bad diabetes and like they're on it. Like it's crazy. Like I know more people on it now than less people who are off it. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, everyone's on it.
Well, I mean, it's obvious that, you know, people are taking the right steps. At least, you know, like regardless of like if you're going to the gym or if you're just eating better or if you're like using this medication as well, at least there's a bit more awareness and what.
They're recognising that things are getting
100%. It's
too far.
being self-aware, right? Like
Yeah.
it's understanding that something needs to change, and however you go about that, that's your prerogative,
Yeah.
right? Amazing. Okay, well, thank you very much for coming in today.
Thank you.
I know
No,
it was a bit
thank
of a
you for
long
having
journey,
me.
but hopefully it was all worthwhile.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, you'll be able to stream this episode on YouTube and across all audio platforms. We'll be back again next week with another episode of the Another Angle podcast.